And Jim was so excited about the new technology of what we were doing. That he was always willing to take time to explain the process, demonstrate it, show how the virtual camera worked, have John take him upstairs and show him a scene that was near completion or even in template form, or show him a 3D demo reel or show him the art reel. It was open. You know, I mean, the day I came to interview, all of a sudden security came all around. The King of Jordan was there, and it was like, what is going on here? We had dignitaries, we had directors of every at every level. We had actors, we had studio heads. People were coming in and they were fascinated with what was going on here. And Jim was always more than willing to demonstrate what the process was.
And know that a lot of work was farmed out all over the world. So speaking about the challenges of sometimes really understanding what was looked at, how was that breached or bridged, dealing with people that were in locations far away at times?
You mean getting it all in front of Jim?
Or just getting what he wanted communicated properly?
Well, we did this, he has this Polycom system that he uses where he's sitting at his Avid in a theater with a big screen, and there's a camera pointed at that screen, and there's one pointed at him that they're seeing on the other side, and he's seeing the people on the other side.
Okay.
And then he points at the screen with his laser pointer, and basically he critiques the work that way. All of that is recorded, the notes are taken and published, and part of what we try to do is if we're meeting with Framestore and something in that scene related to something ILM was doing, that they got those shots for reference and kind of keeping everybody tied in with each other creatively, which, anytime you're sharing shots, that's the biggest challenge, is to make it all look like the same movie and it not, different facilities work not pop out,
It seems that with so much of the new technology that was used on the film, there might not have been some of the traditional elements like a storyboard. Was this ever storyboarded out? Were there certain elements that were very pre-planned prior to actually shooting?
Yeah, there were storyboards that were done. There was a lot of previs that was done. There was a lot of things that were done, but things kept evolving and changing as they were going along. So
I think the art reel was probably the most definitive storyboard type thing that we had. Which was a combination of storyboards, artwork, concept drawings, voiceover, and that was referred to
many times over and over. Jim did a 4.5 minute art reel basically that laid the story, and it was kind of laid the progression, and there were shots done that sort of told you what it was going to look like and what things are going to be happening. So, and that's the first day that I started. That's what John Landau, the producer, showed me, and that's the same thing for Steve. I don't know about the other guys.
I think one of the things that I remember Jim telling me that they had just piles and piles of design drawings and creature design and environment design and character design, and he said you can't just give these to executives to look at. So he wanted to present it in a way that gave an inkling of how the story was going to be told with music and voiceover. I mean, the film wasn't even cast. It was just basically a way to present the design elements that had been worked on for already a year or two. It was just a very elaborate way to present these concepts and ideas.
Actually, there's so many questions that I'd love to ask, but one that I specifically really was curious about, where there were so many different layers and levels of everything that was occurring within the movie. What was the system actually like to keep things straight? Were there a number of assistants that were constantly on set that were keeping track of the large board of
assistants, coordinators?
That's a
it was all
loaded question.
digital.
Yeah.